was teaching science. So like there was one, like I randomly check, the students, like when I ask them questions, or I didn't check who is in the class. So I have only three students over there. So I was teaching them. So there was one student, one there was one entry, like one participant were there. So of course, according to the DP, he was looking quite you can say elder, maybe the father or something. So I was teaching from 15 to 20 minutes, and I suddenly realized there were five participants. I was like, five, how come it be five? Like usually we are four only, right? So when I checked, so there was one person, so I called his name, because according to the DP, he's very he was elder. So I just said, sir, may I know who's this? Like this. So he just left. So from that day, I just keep on checking who is in the class. Okay. So yeah, this till here we did, right? So now today we'll be doing one very important thing, explicit and the implicit cost. If you are lucky enough, you will get a question like the direct questions. What is the difference between explicit and implicit? We already did this, but if it is coming for the definition, then you are going to write this. But if it is coming for the difference, then you have to write so many things. So over here, it is the contractual money payment made by the firm to the factor owner for hiring or purchasing factor output to produce goods and services, right? So this is a contractual money. I have a contract that you will be cooking at my place, then in return, I'll be giving you money. Like you are working in some a company or somewhere, it's a contract. You will be working for the company, and in return, you will get the money. But here it is cost of self-supplied factor output, like whatever services you are providing self-supplied, right? That is the implicit cost. Here you record it in the firm account, but here you don't record it. You didn't record now. Okay, myself, I paid myself 100 rupees for cooking. I paid myself for cleaning dishes. No. Here rent paid for land, interest paid for loan. See, remember one thing. For example, whenever you are putting a rent, so what you will write? You will write this word imputed. Clear? So once you will put the word imputed rent, that means it is a rent which are you providing to yourself. Okay, so you will say imputed rent. Imputed. Okay, I think that was Janab only, maybe. Okay, imputed rent, imputed value of interest, right? So this is how you say it. Over here, you will simply say rent. Rent means you are paying, but if you are writing imputed, that means I will totally understand that is self-supplied one. Okay. After this, you have this concepts of production. This is very, very important. And remember one thing, in your syllabus, you have only short run. You don't have the long run. So you have to study in short run only. I hope you people know what is short run and what is long run. Short run is basically the exact timings, right? Like the very close one. Long run means, for example, a marriage is going on. So short run is basically next week, right? A very short is tomorrow, day after tomorrow, right? But long run is basically next year or after 3-4 months, right? That is a long run. Okay. So this is what in this chapter we are going to start. Cost of production. It can you have three costs. One is total cost, one is average cost, one is marginal cost. Okay. In total cost, you will study total fixed cost, total variable cost. In average cost, you will study average fixed cost, average variable cost. And the last one is marginal cost. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first you will write this difference between fix this explicit cost and the implicit costs, and then you will write the aspect. You will make a table, then one by one we'll study what is total cost, how we derive it, and everything. Okay, be very, very quick in writing because we need to cover so many things.
Ma'am, done. Ma'am, done.
Everyone done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, or just a minute? Okay. Now coming to total cost. Okay, so obviously short run. So total cost in short run refers to sum of all the expenditure. Say this is a cost. Cost means it's not the price. It's basically whatever you are making. In that process of making whatever money you are spending, that is the cost. So it refers to sum of all the expenditure incurred by the producer in producing a given quantity of a commodity. What is total cost? Basically, total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Okay. Now, I will be giving you an example of a house. Okay. For example, over here, you are living in a house. This is your home, right? Okay, just first write it, then I'll explain. Okay. Total fixed costs are the costs which do not change with the change in level of output. Okay. Then fixed cost is represented as a straight line. It shows TFC remain constant at all level of output. It is the positive. It is positive at zero level of output. And total variable costs are those costs which change with the change of level of output. Okay. Now, okay, let me just tell you first. Over here, for example, you are living somewhere. This is the house. Okay, you are living over here. You are paying the rent. Okay. So now if someone will ask you what is your total rent, you will say that ma'am, it is 400 rupees. Right. In this 400 rupees, what you are doing? In this 400 rupees, you have your, you can say this land rent plus the electricity rent. Okay. Is it clear? Right. It is included of two parts, right? The land rent plus the electricity, water, all that rent. Okay. So this is your total cost. Now, over here, for example, you are not living in this place. You just went shift to your parents' house for 1 month. Okay. Over there, still you have to pay the rent. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? You have to pay because your belongings are there now. So you have to pay the rent. Right? So you have to pay this, the land rent, but you don't have to pay any electricity bill and the water bill. Why? Because you are not using electricity, plus you are not using any water supply and everything. So you will only pay the land rent, not the electricity and all that. So this fixed, see, this fixed cost is basically your land rent. Okay. Right. So this is fixed because no matter whether you are leaving it, whether you are, for example, over here 0, you are not leaving. At that time, you have to pay whether you are leaving, 1% is leaving, 2% is leaving, 3%, 4%. Whoever is leaving, you have to pay 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, which is basically fixed. Okay. But coming to your variable cost is very according. For example, if one person is using one fan, you have to pay 10 rupees. If 2% are using two different fans, then you have to pay 18 rupees. If 3%, 24. This keeps on changing, variable according to the output, according to the number of people living in a house. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? I hope girls, you are also getting it. This is very important. If you are not getting it, just come up that ma'am not getting. I'll explain it again. But you have to understand this. Clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now over here you can see total fixed cost is this. Right? This is output and this is the cost. It is, for example, 20 and it is always 20. No matter whether 1% is leaving, 2% is leaving, 3% are leaving, 4% are leaving. It is 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Right? So fixed cost is represent as a straight line. It shows TFC remain constant at all level of output. It is the positive at 0 level of output. Even at 0 level, you have to pay the rent. It is positive. Right? Now coming to total variable cost, you can see this. This is, the shape is reverse S shape, right? It is like S is like this, but it is opposite S, right? So over here, what is happening? A total variable cost or cost with change with the change in level of output. Is output will decrease, total cost will decrease, and a point will come that it will become 0, right? But if output will increase, TVC will also increase, right? So over here, it is increasing, 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 right? Then again, it is increasing. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is what you have to remember. So what you people are going to do, you are going to make this. You are going to start from total cost. The entire page is for total cost. Okay, then I'll scroll it. You have to make the graph as well as this table. Draw the rough one. No need to draw the exact, beautiful and all that. Just don't make that much rough that you are unable to understand, but make it like that that you can understand that. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, done. Ma'am, done. Ma'am, done.
Okay, others also done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sayed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we'll be doing this one. This is very important. It's like why TVC is inverse S shape. Okay, so in this from this chapter you will get a question on shape as well, like why it is like this and this. So see, TVC is 0 at 0 level of output, right? Over here you saw that it is starting from 0, right? Why? Because TVC can be 0 at 0 level of output, right? So TVC is 0 at 0 level of output. As more and more unit of output are produced, TVC increase at decreasing rate, and later it increases at increasing rate. This we have already discussed what is decreasing rate and what is increasing rate, right? Therefore, the inverse S-shaped is because of the law of variable proportion. Clear? So you will quickly write it down.
Ma'am, done.
Everyone done?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am. Yes, teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's just start with the next topic, which is this. TVC. Okay. TVC, like what is the thing for TVC? TVC first increases at increasing level of output, right? Then it increase that increasing rate at a diminishing rate, and it is because because of the increased efficiency of variable factor and better utilization of fixed factor. Then it increases at the constant rate. Finally, it increases at the increasing rate. This is what you already know about TVC. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So if you want to write, you can write, because we see over here, like for every diagram, you are like for total fixed, first you wrote what is total fixed cost, then you draw the diagram, then you wrote the relation. Similarly for T, you wrote the definition, then you wrote then you do this table and all that, then the shape part, and then this. Okay, so what you can do, you already know over here also you have written TVC first increases at decreasing rate, then later it increases at increasing rate. But over here it's a proper definition. First, TVC increases at increasing level of output. This arrow means increases at diminishing rate. Don't need to write this. Then write why? Because it is because of increased efficiency of variable factor and better utilization of fixed factor. Then it increases at constant rate. Then it increases at increasing rate. No need to write the units. Okay. And then It is because of the fall in efficiency of the variable factor. Sometimes they ask you why TVC is increasing at increasing rate. So this is the reason. Okay, you have to write why and just add a dash over here, and this is the reason why it is increasing at this increasing rate, because of this. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, quickly write it down.
Ma'am, done.
Girls, you are also done.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, teacher.
Now let's just do, this is very important, relationship between TC, TFC and TVC. You know all the things. You know TC, you know TFC and you know TVC. Okay. How TC look like? It look like this. Okay. Like or reverse, the TVC and TC, they both are same. Like TVC, you can see, and TFC, this is the straight line, right? This is the relationship. Now the only thing is TC and TFC, they are this TVC and TC, they are the same thing. They are same, but the only difference is TVC starts from 0, but TC don't start from 0. Why? Because in TC you are including TFC, right? So it cannot start from TC. You can see it is 20. Even when TVC is 0, at 0 level of output, because you are adding these two and then you are getting this, so it is not 0. That's why it is starting from here, like from TF, from where TFC is starting, right? If TFC is 20, at first TC will also be 20, right? So now this is the relation. Total cost can never be 0. Why? Because FC, which is fixed cost, is positive and constant even at 0 level of output. As the level of output increases, TC increases. Why? Due to increase in variable cost. Okay. Then TC and TVC curves are parallel to each other. You can see TC and TVC, they are parallel. They never meet. Okay. They are parallel to each other, but never meet at any level of output. Why? Because the difference between the two is TFC, which is always positive and constant. Over here, wherever I have written with pencil Y, that is important because in one statement, one marker, they ask you TC and TVC curve are parallel to each other. Why? Because the difference between them is TFC. That's why they are parallel and they never meet. Then TFC is horizontal straight line and TVC and TC are inverse S shape. At 0 level of output, TC is equals to TFC. Got the relation? So you don't need to draw this, right? You need to, whenever you will be asking in a paper, it will be like draw what is the relationship between TC, TFC and TVC. You have to draw as well as you have to write. You don't have to draw the table at that time. Clear? Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you will first write relationship between, then you will draw this. Okay, then you will write the relation. Clear? No need to draw this table.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, done.
Teacher, I'm also done.
Ma'am, done.
Okay, girls, you are also done.
Yes, ma'am.
Others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Now, after this, we have this. Okay. The difference between fixed cost and the variable cost. I'm just explaining you. This will be your homework. Clear? Homework in the
Yes.
sense I'll ask you people to take screenshot and you'll do it at your home.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
because tomorrow is off for you. Like off in the sense like no class tomorrow, right?
Yes.
So fixed cost and the variable cost. So fixed costs are the cost which does not change with the change in level of output. Variable costs are the cost which change with the level of output, right? These payment made to the fixed factor of production. These payment made to the variable factor of production, right? These costs occur even when the level of output is zero because they are fixed, right? And these costs become zero at the zero level of output. Fixed costs exist in short period only. Variable costs exist in short as well as long period. Okay. This fixed cost curve is horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis. This you can see. Variable cost curve is inverse S shape. These costs are known as indirect costs. These costs are known as direct costs. Okay. Business may continue even these costs are recovered in the short run. So business may be continued even they are recovered, but business may not be continued if these costs are not recovered. Clear? For example, over here, variable means you have chairs in your like you have an industry, and over there the machines. So if you don't have machine, you cannot continue the business, right? But over here, for example, if you don't have a land, a piece of land, so you can continue with maybe you started your work at at your home, right? You can, but this without variable factors, you cannot start your business. Okay. Example are insurance premium, minimum electricity bill, and all that. Here, wages to casual labor, exercise duty, and everything. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now you will take the screenshot. Let me just zoom out. I hope everyone can see the entire thing, right? You can take the
Yes, ma'am.
screenshot and later
Yes,
on you
ma'am.
can zoom it and write it down.